That filling station. It's usually very busy, but today nothing is happening there. I hope there isn't going to be a few problems.
You want to stop and investigate?
It's a very good topic.
Wallahi, this girl will kill me. FA, it's impossible to get her sit down and discuss the plans for the new Women Issues program.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm just feeling out of sorts lately.
Mustafa, you're not being at all objective.
FA, let me remind you that it is not your place to say who gets interviewed on this show. You interview whoever I tell you to interview.
But that doesn't mean you should turn down a good suggestion.
I'll just buy some blood tonics, some vitamins.
Go and see a doctor and come late to the office for a couple of hours for once.
I do have something to say. I don't agree with your angle. Women are victims because they make themselves victims.
It's ridiculous. It's not the fault of the women. Society places them in the position they're in. I mean,
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Well, it's information any TV station will be interested in.
Yes, it is an interesting scoop, no doubt. It doesn't just feel right. A young man just came out of the blues and says he's aware of plans to import adulterated petrol into Nigeria. And he says we must give him money before he gives us the details.
I actually have an ethical problem with purchasing news information.
Aha! My point exactly. Ethics.
But then I also have an ethical problem with ignoring a news story that may have huge national implications.
And what if the young man just cooked up the whole story? Who knows if he's just trying to make bucks from us?
And who knows if he's telling the facts. If he is, then there is the possibility that an elaborate plan to sabotage this country's fuel supply has been hatched. So, do we purchase this info and investigate further and break the story, or do we just ignore it?
What's the difference between weather and climate?
that's a tough one.
Not really. You can't weather a tree, but you can climb it. I didn't hear you laugh.
I didn't know the joke had ended.
All right. Okay. Why do you have to be careful when you go out and it's raining cats and dogs?
I don't know.
In case you step on an assassin.
That was almost funny.
You almost have a good sense of humor.
Hello? Who is this?
Hello. We would like to speak with your boss.
May I ask who you are?
Hawa ce.
Hawa? Ya dai? Miki kina ina ne?
Na a gida.
Wani gidan na mijinki?
A gida dai.
Me yasa baki gidan mijinki? Me ke faruwa ne, Hawa?
Mustafa, dan Allah ka zo, ina so in ganka. Akwai wata babban matsala ne, dan Allah ka zo gida.
My informant may be lying. Maybe it's just some kid trying to make some fast cash off us. But I shall think of the consequences if it isn't. Imagine millions of liters of adulterated fuel distributed nationwide. It will be an epidemic of fuel explosions and death. This is a major story.
Osaro, were you not the one ahead telling our junior reporters about the ethics of TV news journalism? You said, if I remember correctly, buying news information is a big no. It reduces us to just a mere irresponsible tabloids. Oh, come on. That was just 2 days ago. So, do we just dump professional ethics whenever they're inconvenient?
I suppose you're right. Sarah, what are you thinking?
I understand what you're thinking, and I know how important the story is. But tell your informant that AN does not purchase news. If he gives this to us, fine. If not, he goes.
Excuse me, ma. You have a visitor.
Send them in.
Good afternoon. I am Atta, and this is my colleague, Mr. Bello. We are from the National Security Service.
Can we help you?
Intelligence reports indicate that your station intends to hear information that will constitute a threat to national security.
Can we see some identifications?
We understand that a young man of about 27, Mr. Ifosa Akiri, came to you yesterday with a proposal to sell some information.
Well?
No, we've seen no such person.
Maybe you need to search your memories more carefully, Mr.
Obaseki, I'm the news manager, and if there's any such information, I will know.
Mr. Obaseki, we at the NSS know that you met this boy, and he has told you a story about fake petrol. Perhaps I need to explain better the consequences of this situation. If you hear the information he's offering, you will create a climate of fear in the country. First, sales will crash. Business and transport will be hampered. The public and importers will accuse government of sabotage, and vice versa. Maybe even violence will follow. I don't think you will want that.
What have you to say, madam?
Well, if my news manager says there's nothing to tell you, then there's nothing to tell you.
Oh, press interview invitation?
Yes, from the Lola family.
Ah, yes, those people that are fighting with their community over land. You're covering it? Oh, lucky you.
What questions do you suggest I ask, like, during the interview?
Well, anything the public will be interested in knowing, like what gives the family the boldness to take on a whole community? And if they win, how do they expect to, go on carrying on relationships with the community?
You had suspicions.
Just think.
Aisha, something is just not right about this whole thing.
How?
Didn't you think it's strange that the first thing on the minds of the security service was to stop us from airing Efosa's information? They didn't even care if the facts are correct or not.
What do you suggest?
I think we should play cautious till we're sure there's no hanky-panky in the background.
Well, I see your point. But all the same, I am not comfortable at misinforming security officials. Honestly, I only played along so you wouldn't get into trouble.
Thank you for that, because I really need time to get more facts on this. Just as I need time to find out how an announcement I made at the editorial meeting this morning has gotten to the ears of the security agencies.
What are you suggesting then?
The two men that came to the station a little while ago, who were they?
Not authorized to say.
And since when did you become Ian's official censor?
Since now.
How
Sorry.
did the NSS learn that Efosa came to me?
Wow.
So, in other words, someone here is leaking information.
I think so.
Asara.
Yes?
I think you are overworked. You really need a break.
Aisha.
You and I work intimately with everyone in this station. We trust them entirely. At least I do.
I really pray to God that we don't have a...
We don't. We don't. As for the NSS knowing, it is their job to know everything. Maybe they have been following your Mr. Efosa. Or maybe they're just bluffing. Maybe. Whatever. But don't tell me that one of my people is selling us out.
So watch out for some foul weather today. It could be raining chickens and ducks.
So I think there's a problem at home.
Aisha, she wasn't just having a bad day and decided to call you.
Hawa has never acted like this, sir. It must be really serious, and there's no way I could reach her by phone. Well, I will only be away for a day. I will go by the night bus, and I'll be back next tomorrow.
Go ahead and take care of your problems at home. Just ensure you make arrangements for your productions while you're gone.
All right, sir.
Is there a problem? No. You are lying.
Yes.
So?
What do you have for me?
What is the problem?
Cecilia, what do you have for me?
It's our contract papers with Cyrex Ad Agency. You have yet to sign. This should put a smile on Atanda's face.
So one thing, again, I would want you to do for me is...
You don't have to ask someone else to take over. I can produce the show while you're away.
But he's a seasoned producer, and I can trust him to take care of things on my behalf.
Well, you don't trust me, right?
Effie, you're just a presenter.
Mustafa, I find that insulting to say the least. That you should invite someone else to run our show when you know I'm capable of handling it. I mean, isn't it ironic that a producer of a program of appreciating women can't allow women handle things for 48 hours?
Before the meeting ends, I'd like to say how much I appreciate all of you.
And we appreciate you, Josa.
It is not every news manager that is blessed with this kind of supportive, energetic crew.
Are you resigning?
No. This is not a farewell speech at all. I thought about it though, but I think I'll be patient till Ian can afford to send me off with the Mercedes.
Madam, you heard it. When we can afford it, don't tell him.
Really? I want to let you all know how much I trust all of you.
Aba, kana ji ba? Kai. Aba. Lafiya kyau. To kuje gida da mu zan zo. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mustafa?
Na'am. Baba yana kwana.
Lafiya lau.
Na gaji.
Lafiya lau.
Mun same ku lafiya?
Lafiya lau. Ai kuma san da ka zo ba.
Da Hawa ta mun waya ne shine naga lalle ya kamata.
Hawa ta maka waya?
Mustafa.
Na'am, mama.
Lale. Barka da zuwa.
Lafiya.
Yaya aiki? Sannu da zuwa. Sannu.
Hawa fa. Tana nan kalau ko?
When you give me the money, I will tell you what I know.
Therefore, sir, we will not give you any money for information.
Are you not interested in what I'm offering?
We are, but we will not pay for it. That is our principle here. We don't purchase news.
Are you not saying I should go?
No. We're asking you to do what you know is right.
No. You are asking me to go. You're asking me to go.
Why are you doing this?
Because 100,000 is not big money for you guys. And yet you don't want to give it to me. The information I'm giving to you guys has put my life in danger.
No. What I'm asking is, why did you come to us with a story of fake fuel importation? Why are you
because
here?
Because I know they are planning to do a very terrible thing and I want people to know.
Then let the people know. If that is what you really want. If you really want to do what is right.
What I am doing has put my own life at risk. You guys should compensate me for that.
Efforsa, money will not save your life now. If you give us the facts and we expose them, these people can no longer touch you.
That is what you want, is it not? I don't want to believe that money is your only motivation to doing what is right.
I am doing it for the money too.
Then we should decide which is more important to you. Letting the people know the truth, as you say, or lining your pocket with some TV station's money. If the latter is it, then we should say goodbye immediately.
Have a nice day.
Let it last forever. We will not give up. What we know is that the land that our ancestors gave to our family will remain our own.
See, you did the report. Simple. And you spent half of yesterday fearing it.
Yeah, well, I'm happy I finally went for it.
It's not like you had a choice anyway. But I'd like to ask you a question. How come I didn't even hear you ask one question during the interview?
I was afraid. I mean, I really wanted to ask a question, but...
What question did you want to ask, Amen?
Okay, I wanted to ask Perilola, what do you think the effect of this feud will be on the communal relations between the unborn generations of the Yoruba family and the village people?
I am a technician in the quality control lab at Magnus Oil. My job is to help to ensure all of our products reach the minimum required standard for quality. But now my company is about to import a different kind of PMX.
Petrol?
Yes, bootlegged into Nigeria. The product is a result of the refining error and it may explode when combusted in an automobile.
And yet, Magnus Oil wants to bring it into Nigeria.
Greed. The product is being sold to them quarter of the market price.
And how can you prove all this?
Correspondence between my companies and the foreign producers.
This is incriminating.
So you have left Magnus Oil?
When they found out I made these copies, they knew I wanted to expose them. Now they want me dead. And when they know that you know, they will come for you.
An ce ciwon yoyon fitsari ne. San da zuwa. Kai hakuri, kiranka da na yi jiya. Ina so in ganka ne mutuka, amma na ji kunya.
Tun yaushe wannan abin ya faru?
Makonni 5 kenan. Haihuwan fari kenan ɗan ya koma. ina cikin jimami sai na ji ba na iya rike fisari sai ya rika kurarowa kamar ruwan famfo.
Shi mijin naki fa me yayi?
Ya sake ni.
We must let the public know this.
First, we need to investigate the facts. All we have is 1 month's word and a lot of papers. I need more. Johnny, how about you investigating into the activities of Magnesol in Nigeria?
Sure, importation procedures especially.
I need to be convinced that the FOSA is not a fraud. If fake fuel is to be imported into the country, then there must be a connivance at the port, right?
I know the workings of the port pretty well.
Good thing. Investigate into that angle. Yinka, I need you to dig up past cases of adulterated petrol. How are these things distributed despite the existence of authorities that are supposed to check them?
Okay, I'm on it.
I need info, and quick. Obviously, the security agencies are investigating into this case, so you need to be discreet about your own work. We don't want to be seen as obstructing anyone's investigations. I'll talk to the police chief and see what's their take on all this.
Aja sannu kun gaishe ki waya guni.
A ba komai.
Ya mijin naki?
Ai ban yi aure ba.
Me faru?
Baba na ya ce me nake so na ce ina so in yi karatu har jami'a kafin in yi aure.
Baba da yanzu Hauwa tana makaranta.
Laifi na kake gani?
Baba da na ce ka aure da ita tana shekara 14 nan. Da an bi shawara. Da yanzu tana makaranta baba.
Na zaci abin da na yi mata shi ya fi dacewa da ita. Abin da ya same ta kuma kaddara ne.
Anyway, I can be of assistance to you, young lady.
No, you can give me 20,000 naira also. I wouldn't mind.
20,000? You're not serious, are you?
Very, very serious. I need to buy forms for GCE and JAM. And I need to save for my university. But I have no money.
Well, if there's any other way I can be of assistance to you, don't hesitate to call on me.
I am Eshet from Action News Television. Can you give us your views on the works of Financial Crimes Bureau so far? Okay, what about the recent moves to pass the bill outlining cyber crimes? Surely you will render your opinion on that.
She may render her opinion, but I doubt if you'll get a very good audio with that.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. I won't tell anybody. But you were doing real good.
And that's because it's between me and me.
And the spoon?
And the spoon. By the time I get out there, I get so tongue-tied. I mean, how did the other reporters do it so effortlessly? How did they just jump to their feet in a hall full of people and throw a question at a person that they don't even know?
Because they really, really want to know. They don't do it to impress their news manager with the reports or their audience. No, they jump to their feet and ask the question like crazy because they really, really want to know.
Ba za ka ci abinci ba? Tuwon masara fa nake da miyan.
Mama, da ya saurari abin da na faɗa, da ba haka ba. Na faɗa ba su biyu ba su ɗaya ba su biyu ba. Yi Hauwa aure a wannan lokaci illa ne ga rayuwanta da ma lafiyanta. Na faɗa na nanata, amma ba sam ya ƙi saurare ni.
To, kuma na masa magana. Ya ƙi ji na kuma kai ma ka san ba jin magana na zai ba, kuma kai ma ka san ba zan iya ja da shi ba.
Dole ne mama za mata aiki. Zan koma Lagos cikin daren nan je nemo kuɗin dawo.
I said I needed a comprehensive material on the factory pollution. The BRC is breathing down my neck.
But this is it, madam.
Johnny, this is not even near comprehensive.
But I had only...
Where's Mustafa? I need him right now.
He traveled.
Oh.
That was not like you. What is the problem?
Nothing.
Well, I think nothing is affecting you considerably these days. Sometimes you seem withdrawn from work, and at others, you overreact, like just now.
Has it affected my job?
Well, not yet.
Then, there's no need for you to bother yourself, is there?
Hello? What? When? Okay. I'm expecting your call then. It's the police chief. He says they can't find Efusa. He has disappeared.
samun kuɗi zan dawo ba zan daɗe ba. Ko?
Me amfanin rayuwa ne?
A wani gaya miji kake da mu za ki samu lafiya.
Ko na samu lafiya kana ga mutane za su manta ne?
To ki samu lafiyan tukunna sai ki tunanin kuma me mutane za su faɗa ko?
Still haven't been found.
You don't think?
He's been murdered? When he said he didn't want to go into police protection, I should have insisted.
You couldn't force him to do what he didn't want to, and it's not your job.
I just hope he's fine.
I hope so too.
I think we have to take precautions ourselves. Tomorrow I'll speak with the police chief about providing AN with special security. We may need it.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask if I could join you. My car is having a problem.
It's okay. But next time, try not to creep up, right? Cecilia, I am 45. And I'm pregnant.
Oh, really? It's a surprise, but it's been known to happen.
I wasn't planning for it. But when the doctor told me last week, it was a bolt out of the blue.
Oh, that's why you've been strange of late. So what did the doctor say?
When he says at 45, it is risky. I'm having a baby. Shouldn't I be happy?
If all agenda has been treated, we can now round up. I want to ask a question though. This weather report joke thing. Really, is it me or is anyone else not finding it funny?
My grandmother cracks better jokes.
Daniel, is your grandmother still alive?
How about 105 and still kicking?
Oh, yeah.
So we have two options. We scrap the jokes from the weather report or we...
Or we hire my grandmother.
Oh, funny. I'll work on it, sir.
You have 3 days to convince us. And finally, an invitation for a press interview. It's from a new Nigerian designer that calls himself Wando, and it's in a few days. Let me see, who will go for us?
Hey,
Most
I was on trip that.
Hold on. How you doing?
Thank God. Deep love, please.
So how is she doing now? She fine?
Far from it. Now I've got 2 hurdles. One, I have to ask Mr. Osaro to allow me return. 2, I have to raise money for an operation.
His disappearance doesn't help the police at all.
What about the documents that he brought to us?
Those are important, but the police say they must have the prime witness himself in court to testify. And so far, no other person at Magnus Oil would volunteer information. And while all this goes on, we're being told that we can't broadcast anything at this stage of investigation.
Well, let no one say we are jeopardizing their investigations. I just hope the police get to this quickly so that I can stop watching my back whenever I step out of this building.
Mustafa, not this time.
Sir, I promise I will not exceed 3 days.
Why don't you send the money to them? Do you have to go there yourself?
Osaro.
Yes?
Let him go.
Aisha.
I think we can concede this for once.
And sir, while I'm there, I could do a report on early marriage and VVF. You know, I won't be that useless to the station.
3 days.
3 days, sir.
And your reporter better be good.
Sure, sir. Thank you, madam.
Why did you do that?
Because when I was 13 years old, my father did to me what Mustafa's father is doing to his sister.
I have crossed the first hurdle, now the second.
Raising money.
Yes, and I've got to do that very fast, Obi.
Will she get worse if she isn't treated immediately?
Maybe. But you see, that's not even the issue.
What then?
Hawa is in a very depressed state. I just have to go back to Sokoto before she attempts to do something irrational.
I don't understand.
I can see Hawa at 14, sitting and dreaming about her future. Nothing too extravagant. A man she can love, children at the right time, and a career she enjoys. And then one day, those dreams are shattered when her father brings home a stranger, more than twice her age, and tells her to meet her husband.
You sound as if you were there yourself.
I was.
You mean?
My father had already decided, and no one can challenge his authority. Certainly not any woman in the family. It was useless to resist his will. And I've seen other girls suffer for trying to make their father change their minds. Even if the mothers are against early marriage, they are afraid to say so.
Afraid? Of what?
Of being thrown out of the house, of being shamed or disowned. Even if the fathers did not feel this way, often at times the boys in the family did. Like my brothers, for example.
What did you do?
I left. I walked out through the back door and I never looked back.
How far did you go?
Well, I used the little money I could lay hands on to take a bus into town. There I hid in a lorry transporting onions without no idea of where it was going to. I just wanted to get too far away for them to find me.
But your official biography says you were adopted and raised by some university lecturers.
All that is true. This came before. The lorry stopped at Ilorin, where I began to beg to survive. My usual post was at the university gate, and eventually that was where I met my adopted parents. So the rest of the story you already know. So you see, I could have ended up just like Mustafa's sister.
Never would have imagined to have known you for this long and never to have known this history.
Well, I suppose sometimes some things lie with the past.
But the past is part of what makes you who you are. Wow. You mean our own action news of today would never have existed?
Mrs. Aprioko, she's the managing director of Lilac Pharmaceuticals. She's our special guest.
I thought I chose Jenny Godalo. Why are you bringing someone else?
Mustafa, our show will profit nothing by featuring women who have been abused by their husbands.
What are you talking about? Why do you think this show exists? Is it not to highlight women's issues?
By constantly presenting them as victims? I think not.
Efe, which is your problem now? Is it that you think the society does not victimize women or that we should not talk about it on this show?
Mustafa, society victimizes women. Society victimizes children. Society victimizes black people, poor people, illiterates, immigrants. But probably can stop all that. What we should do is stop women from taking the role of victims. And how? By portraying role models like Mrs. Aprioko. She's not a victim, neither am I.
It's easy for you to say. You walk in here every day dressed in some cute suit and speaking correct English. But Efe, do you know how it feels to be a poor, helpless girl who's been denied her potential just because she's female? Have you ever in your life been forced to abandon your future and get married at 14? Have you ever in your life experienced anything even remotely close to that?
Good news. Yeah.
Scholarship award to university.
Yes, it's newly launched and organized by the youth organization. I think you should pop in there and get some more details.
Of course. I'll be there tomorrow.
I think you live a terribly triangular life.
Triangular?
Yes. Office to home to... Oh, not even triangular, linear. From office to home and back each day.
Come on. I live a more fuller life than that. I have other activities.
Like?
Well,
See? All right. Let's ignore the fact that the cafe is generally in the work premises and let's add it in your daily path, okay? That should give us office to home to cafe. Triangular at most. Your life is grossly underutilized.
Take it from me. AN utilizes my life more than I possess.
That is the problem. I think you've been stressed lately. That's why I insisted on us coming here.
It's getting to me.
But it's not the first.
Cecilia, Saidia was 13 years ago. Take it from me. I'm a little rusty.
I suppose so. So what did Abdullah have to say about it?
He doesn't know about it yet.
You mean you've not told him?
Well, everything is happening at the wrong time. AN is cash-strapped, and this Ephesus story is making me nervous. And on top of all, I'm pregnant.
Is that not the more reason to confide in your husband?
How do I tell my husband that I don't want to have his child?
Hawa ba ki so ki samu lafiya ne?
A'a.
Hawa, yayanki ya je ya samu kuɗi don a yi miki aiki.
Aikin ba zai hana mutane su san cewa ni ba mai yiwu ba ce.
Hawa na san abin da yasa ki faɗa saboda kin ji jiki ne. Yanzu ni abin da nake so ki sa a ranki shine samun lafiyan jikinki.
Rayuwa na yana da amfani. Iyayena sun ɓata mini rayuwa. Dubi rayuwar Hajara. Rayuwanta shine rayuwa. Iyayenta sun tambaye ta me take so ta yi a rayuwanta. Amma na uban bai bani dama ba.
You must be very proud of your achievements. I mean, a woman growing to becoming the managing director of one of the biggest pharmaceutical outfits in Nigeria.
Actually, it's more like the opposite.
The opposite?
I try not to take it for granted for a moment, especially when I think of all the challenges I have to overcome.
Overcoming challenges? Isn't that more the reason why you should feel proud? I mean, triumphant.
Not when I think about how easily things could have gone the other way.
Hawa, yayanki ya ce kakki damu. Yayanki ya ce zai yi duk abin da ya kamata yi don ki samu lafiya.
Me zan yi da rayuwa? Don yi aure? Ko in haifi yara? Kai namiji ne. Za ka iya auren mace kamar ni? Ko yara ne ma? Ba zan iya haifi nawa kuma ba. Ban da ilimi. Ba wanda zai iya taimake ni a yanzu. Ga rayuwa na ya lallace.
There was a girl I knew in secondary school who was so much more brilliant than me. We were in GS2 together in Ogun State. You could see Funmilayo was meant for great things. Yet, she never got to achieve her full potentials because she was withdrawn from school at 13 years to get married, and she never had another chance to develop herself. There are altogether too many women who never get to realize their dreams because of the status society gives them.
Well, some people don't believe that women should be perceived as victims. Well, I think it's counterproductive to the cause of women, don't you?
No. Denial won't help any of us. The first step is for us to face the truth that many women in Nigeria are still handicapped by society. And the second step is for women and the society as a whole to start the process of change.
Hello, can I help you?
Good evening. I would like information on the procedure for scholarship.
Well, that's okay. Have you said? But can I know who you are first?
Sidi Raju.
I'm Afiz Umar, coordinator of the Power People Group.
So,
well, merit is our procedure. That is an exam, and candidates are given scholarship if they are successful. So, hold on a minute, just a second. Yeah, here are the forms.
who pay for this scholarship?
Oh, we've got donors, individual donors, corporate donors. I see you are interested in learning more about our group. Perhaps you want to become a member.
Not necessarily. I'm just interested in the scholarship.
Well, that's all right. Just that you strike me as a young, intelligent, determined woman. And that's the kind of stuff we want in our organization.
Either you're a fortune teller or you assume too much too quickly.
Well, after I tell you all about the Power People Group, then both of us can determine whether you have a future in this organization.
Maybe next time.
Me yasa take ganin laifin? Ina cewa wani matsa sai an yi auren nan. Ke mama, aikin goyi bayan ta ko? Akwai abin da kike koyan wa mama.
Ni na ba da ita ne. Ni na ba da ita. Kuma gaya maka gaskiya maganar ba. Ban so ta yi aure ba. Amma da mijinta ya fara kawo kyaututtuka sai na karba na yi shuru daga nan ban sake magana ba.
Ya isa na san ko da kin yi magana ba ba abin da ko da kin yi magana na san ba ba saurari ba.
Mustapha, ina jin tsoro.
Tsoron mai hawa?
Tsoron gobe. Tsoron rayuwana.
Hawa na san abubuwa da dama sun faru a baya. Amma wannan ba shi ne ƙarshen rayuwanki ba. Ni ne kaɗai yayin da kike da shi. Kuma na miki alƙawarin zan yi duk abin da na ga ya kamata da in ga cewa wannan cuta nauyin fitsari da mutuwan aurenki bai shafi rayuwanki ba. Za ki ilimi, za kuma ki yin aure. Amma yanzu abin da yafi muhimmanci shine ki samu sauki.
No. Sunday.
Now.
Lafiya. Lafiya lo. Mustapha. Ina so ka gane cewa kai namiji ne. Kuma dole ne a matsayinka na namiji dole ka dauki tsauraran matakai. Koda kuwa matakan nan da zaka dauka ba kowa ne ya yarda da su ba.
Baban ka duba matakan da aka dauka kan Hauwa ba irin jin jikin da take yi. A gane cewa wannan matakai ba daidai bane.
So why did you decide to leave England and return to Nigeria?
If I'm gonna make clothes, then I'd have to use fabrics that I grew up seeing and wearing. Then again, I'd say that I've made a very big business mark. You see, local fabrics are growing, and in the next couple of years, I hope to develop a very big clientele.
Any particular reason why your designs are targeted at young people?
You see, today's young people are tomorrow's big people, and I want to remain relevant in the next 10 years.
Why Wando? Does it mean anything in particular?
I grew up in the north, and it means trousers or shorts in Hausa. See, when I was 7, my mama made this very big and mighty baggy shorts for me. And the philosophy of that was, no matter how fast I grew, I'll still make use of the same old baggy shorts for the next 10 years. So, I became very popular with that, and the whole neighborhood knew me with that name. So, I made this design in its loving memory.
What are you smiling about now?
I spoke. It's good.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Baba.
Ha?
Kai ne?
Eh.
Sanda zuwa.
Yawo.
Na wuni.
Lafiya lau.
Na gaji.
Ba gajiya.
Zo lafiya.
Lafiya lau.
Sanda zuwa.
Madalla. Ba wurin ki na zo ba. Wurin abokina na zo mana magaji. Ya je gida bai same ni ba. Yana nan?
Eh, yana nan.
To.
Wato ina ganin kai ma kana goyon bayan Mustapha kenan.
Ba haka bane. Ka je gida na so biyu. Ko ba haka kai ba? Eh. Shin ka je ne ga ma gaskiya ko ga ma san zuciyata? Kai shiru. To bari ka ji. Yanzu haka ƴata Zainab tana jami'a. Haka kuma kanwarta gab take da zuwa. Ka in ka tambaye ni gaskiya kai babban kuskure akan yarka Hawwa.
Likita ya ce jikinki yana ƙarfi zaki koma gida. Ko kina ga jikinki bai ƙarfi bane?
Are you a cameraman?
No, I'm a TV news journalist.
Ah, journalist. That is what I want to be. Wanted to be.
Bayan maka aiki ko ba?
What's your name?
Before my mother.
Are you married?
It's a long story.
I would love to hear the whole story in full.
Ina za ka?
Na son jin wa likita wasu tambayoyi.
Well, you will have a good number of LTPs to cover this week. That should keep every one of us happy for the next 2 months, at least, salary-wise.
But all the same, I think we can...
I didn't know where else to go.
No. Oh, Sunday. Na zo ne in ga jikinta kuma ta kara ji.
Na ta nan da sauki jikin.
Allah shi kara sauki.
Ina son je office din likita ne.
To. To.
We thought you were dead.
I would have been if I hadn't gone into hiding. I told you they're after my life. The assassins are everywhere searching for me even as we speak. You don't believe me? Look at this. Their bullets creeped me. They found out I was hiding at my cousin's place. They came to finish me there this morning. I escaped by inches. Why are you here? I told you I don't know where else to hide.
Efosa.
They can't attack a TV station, can they?
Efosa, you should be in police protection, not here.
Madam, you don't know these people. They are ready to bribe the police to finish me off.
That won't happen. Besides, the police chief is personally on this case.
And the police want you as a prime witness to bring these people down.
What are you saying now?
We turn you in to the police.
Oh. Are you sure about this?
Yes, we are. Hello?
Hello, sir. You have some visitors. They say it's urgent. Should I send them in?
No. I'll rather meet them outside.
Okay. It's coming.
Give me a minute while I see who those are.
Okay.
Remember us? Intelligence information leads us to believe that our man, Efosa, showed up here today.
Don't worry. Everything will be fine.
They are here.
Who? NSS agents.
NSS? Those men are not NSS. They are the assassins that have been trying to kill me.
Intelligence information? How do you guys get your intelligence information?
We follow up things.
Are you sure? Are you sure of what you're saying?
Am I sure? Look at my hand. This is from the Turner's Wars bullets. Oh my God. Are you calling the police?
Not the police. They are not who they say they are. Whatever you do, don't let them know he's in here.
Yes, of course. We're looking forward to the advertising contract. Sure. See you tomorrow then. So,
Efosa.
Well, I'm afraid you guys are wrong. The young man has not shown up here.
I'm afraid we are right. We've been on his tail all morning, and we saw him walk into the station.
No.
Yes.
Even though if you call the police, how so can they be here?
Hello?
We don't want to disturb work here. Just take us to him, and we take him away quietly. No one else in the station needs to know. Or else, we may have to hurt a lot of people.
Osaro, would you like to look
Later,
at it?
please.
Okay.
That is a spirit. That is a spirit. Shall we?
We have a situation here. Yes. At Action News.
Hello.
Oh my God.
Put it right here.
What on earth is going on here?
Calm down, everyone. Calm down. Who are you guys?
The real NSS.
Hey, I've seen this face at
the cafe.
Yeah.
My name is Ben Ayaki. We have been investigating the case of Efosa and the oil scandal. And my men and I have been secretly monitoring your station for days. We have been on the lookout for Efosa and these two.
I can't believe I actually suspected that one of my people leaked information to the NSS. These people have staked their lives for this station. Naturally believed one of them is immoral.
You know what? Sometimes your mind works too hard for your own good.
I think you're right. I do need a break.
So? It's wonderful. Really, really cool.
Stop playing with me.
I'm serious. I couldn't have done it better.
Yeah?
I apologize for
Oh.
doubting you.
Thank you. So what, do I get to produce next week?
Well, we'll see about that.
I was in JS1 at that time. I really wanted to continue my school, but my parents said that there is no more money. So when Paul came to marry me, they agreed.
So Ifeoma, your husband brought you to the north?
Yes, Paul is a businessman here in Sokoto. He brought me from my village at Anambra. I had to forget my dream to become a journalist and become a wife. Now that I'm sick with VVF, I don't know what happened to me.
So how was your day?
Well, it was fine.
You're tired?
A little.
What's more, is there a problem?
Abdullah, I am pregnant.
Yeah?